Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gebo the Shaman, and today we're talking about what is the most powerful remedy in astrology. So, people will seek remedies for debilitated planets, and if planets aren't in good signs and things like that, they'll seek remedies. So, remedies include, traditionally, wearing gemstones, wearing amulets, gemstones, and different types of crystals and things like that. Well, that's a very passive way to fix a persistent problem in your life. That's a very passive and, it doesn't. I would say, if you're wearing a certain crystal for a remedy, then, um, you know, it just doesn't work. In my experience, that's a very passive and very lazy way to try to solve a persistent problem. So, I'm here to tell you guys the most effective remedies. Um, instead of looking for gemstones, or there's different things that people use, um, like using yantras, which are basically sacred geometry. There's different things like that. So anyway, the most effective remedy for any and all um, problems in your Vedic chart is a daily spiritual practice. Now I know some of you guys are rolling your eyes and sighing and saying, "Oh, whatever." But no, I'm serious. The daily spiritual practice has changed my life in the most incredible way, too. So, you know, uh, so basically, um, daily spiritual practice. Now, when I say daily spiritual practice, what I mean? I mean, like, well, if you get a Vedic astrology reading from me, then you can get well, I basically tell you your own personalized mantra. So it's a personalized mantra, and it's specifically meant for you, for your chart. It's very individual, very specific to you. And so when I give you that mantra, you should do that daily, every day. Uh, Now you can do that first thing in the morning or last thing before you go to bed, but that should be done daily for a minimum of 40 days. So it takes 40 days for a mantra to become activated in your body. It actually changes your DNA and things like that. It's very interesting technology. Uh, it takes you into different states of consciousness, gets you operating from different neural pathways, and changes your DNA. As far as I can say. Now I will say, uh, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube because they'll put me on the medical misinformation kind of thing. But anyway, uh, we'll see if this gets taken down. But we'll see. So so mantras, ritual, like having a mantra, a ritual. So a mantra is basically designed to go into your unconscious mind and unloose some of that unconsciousness and bring like just make you a more conscious person. So, and then you can actually amplify the effects of a mantra by facing a certain direction and using a certain element. So, let's say if your Dharma Devata is in Aries, then you would face south and you would light a candle. So, um, it's things like that. If it was in Gemini, then you would face north and light incense. Things like that. So, yeah. Then, so one of the most powerful things is a mantra, and then the other thing is a spiritual practice. So, like for example, well, mantra is a spiritual practice, but I mean like a practice that incorporates your physical body, because when you were born, these energies were locked into place in your physical body. And so in your physical body, in your energy body, in your spiritual body, whatever you want to call it, these energies were locked into place. So we need to use the physical body. There's meridians in our hands, there's meridians all over the body, in our ears and things like that. So there's meridians in our body, and then we use those we do practices to basically stimulate those and to shift the energy, get the energy moving. So this is like Kundalini Yoga. So you could do Kundalini Yoga, which I do there in the Self-Transformation Challenge. Basically, that incorporates yoga. So there's certain yoga postures, yoga positions, and things like that, and all you do is just follow along with that, and it'll get your body moving. So if you don't know yoga, if you are kind of new to this, new to spirituality and things like that, then the self-transformation would be a good fit for you, because basically what we're doing is we are getting that kundalini to rise up the spine, so it basically spirals, and then what happens is it needs to come down. So I talked about this in the other video, but basically we have seven chakras, or 7 levels of consciousness. So once we've reached the highest level of consciousness, which is the crown chakra, that energy doesn't stay up there. That energy needs to go back down the spine, travel back down the spine and ground the energy. So ground the highest consciousness into physical reality. So this is what Kundalini Yoga helps you do. And then especially if you have a debilitated Mars especially, Qigong, definitely doing Qigong will help you if you have a debilitated Mars. Why is that? Because Mars is our energy. So Mars is that life force energy. It's like basically Qi. So Qi is life force energy, and Mars corresponds with Qi. So when we do Qigong, like this that I'm teaching up here, when we do Qigong, then that basically helps us to stimulate that energy and really release any kind of energetic blocks that might be going on with us, which is what Mars in Cancer represents. It's we could feel like it's very changeable, very so like Mars in Cancer, that means that your energy would fluctuate based on, kind of like the moon. It would wax to full, and it would wane, wane to empty. So, to a new moon. So, so it's not a consistent energy. But when you do qigong consistently, then you will have that consistent energy, and your energy will be more regulated and more developed. So yeah. So qigong is great for a remedy. The other thing would be for debilitated Mars, or like any planet really, would be mantra. So having a one point of concentration and focus, and then just focusing on that. So you could do if you have here's what I would say. If you have a debilitated planet that you're really frustrated by and really want to work on, do a mantra to that planet. So there's 9 avatars of Vishnu representing the 9 planets. So let's say if you have a debilitated Mars, you would do a Mars mantra to Narasimha. That is the Vishnu related deity that relates to Mars. So it's things like that. So there's a lot of details and a lot of specifics and things like that. And there's a lot to formulating the right mantra for somebody. So if you guys are interested in actually learning astrology, learning how to prescribe mantras, how to look at the specific things within somebody's chart, then leave a link, or leave a comment. A like helps as well, but leave a comment and let me know that you're interested in my Vedic astrology courses, because I will be coming out with those. So the other thing that helps is combining all these things. So if you have really bad, really debilitated planets and things like that, what can help you is just doing a combination. So you would do Kundalini yoga in the morning, you would do Qigong at night, and then what's really powerful is if you combine the Qigong and your mantra. So combining Qigong, so you would do Qigong exercises, and then you would do your mantra right after that. And that, what that does is it amplifies the power of the Shakti, the power of that energy, 1,000 times. So when you do your mantra at the end of your Qigong practice, it's like doing 1,000 mantras. It's like having the amplification of 1,000-fold. So that really it really works on the body, and it's powerful stuff. So anyway, guys, let me check on how my time is, and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, guys, so if you are interested in my Vedic astrology courses, then I'm working on them right now, and so if you want them, just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know that you want the astrology courses to come out. So and also, if you're in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area, then there's a chance that you could get to work with me. So as I live in the Albuquerque area, so if you live in the Albuquerque area as well, we could get together and I could teach you some Qigong and some mantra and whatever you want to learn. We could do it as a face-to-face session. So let me know if you're interested in that. Also, I am a Vedic astrologer, so I do Vedic astrology readings, and you can check those out at vincent.thunderwizard.com. You can also go to linktree/Gabo the Shaman, and all the links will be down below in the description. Okay, so then we have birth time rectification. So The astrology readings are meant for people who have an actual accurate time of birth down to the minute. So I need it down to the minute. That's very important. And if you don't have a birth time, if you know that you were born between 1 and 3 p.m., then what I would suggest is getting the birth time rectification. So if you have what's called an unknown birth time, or just like a general idea of when you were born, then the birth time rectification will help you to find out what your birth time is. So basically, you're basically hiring me to find that out for you. And the way that I do that is I go into your chart and I look at very specific data points, and like birth dates and dates that your children were born, dates that you got married, things like that. And so I look at specific dates and I rectify your birth chart. So I use those dates and things like that to narrow down your birth time. It's a very complex, complicated science, and only a very skilled astrologer can do it. So I am one of those skilled astrologers who can. So if you want a birth time rectification from me, then you can go to linktree/Gabba the Shaman and click on birth time rectification. If you want a distance energy healing, so I also offer distance energy healings, so if you're interested in that, you can go to the site linktree/Gabba the Shaman. We also have career coaching, life coaching, things like that, and those are available at linktree/Gabba the Shaman and patreon.com/Gabba the Shaman. I also have my shamanic ritual magic courses. So, if you want to go into the 9 levels of your psyche and clear out all your unconscious psychological blocks around especially wealth, that's the course that I have up there now, then that's very powerful for you. And yeah, I think that's about it. So if you want the Qigong courses, then you can subscribe to my Patreon for, you can get those things for less than $50. Both of these courses for less than $50 a month, so that's pretty good. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave it there, and we will talk to you next time. Alright, peace.